He does not have any business this evening, so we will meet at the next appropriate time.
Mike, do you need the ones I have of yours?
No, I got it. I'm good. Thank you.
Okay.
I found it.
So, are you ready if I call Public Works, Mike?
Yes, ma'am.
I'd like to call Public Works to order at 6 o'clock. Oh, did you stop before 6?
No, I stopped at 6 o'clock.
All right, so 6:01. All right, Mike, you ready?
Yep.
I entertain a motion to hold a public hearing June 13th, 2023, in place of June 20th, 2023, for the following public hearing to discuss the following loan order. Order that $3,500,000 is appropriated for the design, permitting, bidding, construction, and construction oversight costs associated with the temporary PFAS treatment facility located at Wading River Plant, located at 250 Balcom Street, Mansfield, Massachusetts, including all costs incidental or related thereto. That to meet this appropriation, the treasurer, with the approval of the mayor, is authorized to borrow $3,500,000 under Section 8(4) of Chapter 44 of the General Laws, or any other enabling authority that the mayor is authorized to take any other necessary or convenient to carry out this project.
Second. Sorry.
So this is just to change the public hearing. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Same thing for the next one. From the docket of June 6th. Oh, no, there is no next one.
Wasn't that tied together?
Disregard. No, this is the same thing, but it's just a motion.
Okay.
So the first motion was to change a public hearing. Second motion is, I entertain a motion, from the docket of June 6, 2023, I entertain a motion to appropriate $35,000 from account 6000-359000, wastewater enterprise fund retained earnings, to account 6000-584073, wastewater enterprise fund filter press pump.
Second.
So basically what this is, I don't know if you read the backup, but this is just to have, because the press pumps are taking so long to get here and they're so critical that they're ordering extras. Because they're taking forever and we can't afford to not have them because it cleans all the biosolids and such.
Okay.
Does anybody have any questions?
Nope.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. From the docket of June 6, 2023, I entertain a motion to transfer $14 from account 6100-578300, Water Enterprise Fund Reserve Fund for transfer, to account 6100-574010, Water Enterprise Fund Insurance.
Second.
So this is just an additional $14 for insurance. Does anybody have any questions?
Oh, I get big issues with 14. No, kidding.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes.
What did I miss?
Everything.
Don't be that way.
And can I assume, oh no, excuse me, pardon me, from the docket of June 6, 2023, I entertain a motion to authorize the city to expend $131,900 of the city ARPA funds for the Wading River permanent facility.
Second.
Excuse me. So this is, they discussed the best way to handle this amount of money. You know, they looked at, when I say they, Deb Gould, Laura Gignac, looked at bonding, reserve fund, retained earnings, so on and so forth. They felt the ARPA funds were the best use for this, and I would say I agree. Does
Yeah,
anybody have?
why bond or do anything else if that's sitting there?
And
I
it's
don't
exactly what the use is for.
I don't think there's anything else urgent out there, is there, Laura?
Not that I'm aware of, but, you know, hindsight's 2020, but I would consider this urgent as well, so.
Yeah, but it's a good use of the money. Laura.
Agree. Does anybody have any other questions?
No.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. And does anybody want to talk about the emergency winter parking ban today?
No.
But we have to have that discussion before it's too late. It is back on my motions. It fell off because it's a little old, but in the future, we can talk about it. Okay?
I think it's a good thing to talk about at some point. Yeah.
Yes, we have to discuss it because we have new business, and it's in my committee. So, With that being said, I would like to call for an adjournment at 6:05.
Second.
Thank you. All those in favor?
Aye.
We are adjourned.
Good evening, everyone. Transportation and traffic is canceled for this evening, and I request to hold ordinances, elections, and legislative matters until Councilor Conti arrives.
Yeah, you don't have anybody else, do you? Who else is
I
ordinance?
do not.
Are you ordinance? Who's ordinance?
Councilor Holmes.
Oh. Sorry, thank you.
Public safety,
Thanks.
public safety emergency management is canceled this evening.
I'd like to call the City Property and Claims Committee to order at 6:05. I have two motions. On the docket of June 6, 2023, I entertain a motion to accept the generous donation to the City of Attleboro Fire Department of 15 new reclining chairs with an approximate value of $12,749.55 from Cardi's Furniture and Mattresses.
Second.
Thank you. I think it's pretty self-explanatory. I have no other questions. Anyone else? Any further questions?
Just-
I have a comment. Oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead. Ladies first.
Love Cardi's. Love Cardi's.
Yes.
Not just for doing this, but they do a lot of stuff for the community.
They do.
And excellent customer service as far as furniture. I will never buy my furniture anywhere else, and they're not paying me to say this.
Okay, thank you.
That's all I have to
wonderful.
say.
Any other concerns or questions regarding what I just read? The motion I just read.
Those chairs have been at the fire department. They've had them for 12, 13 years.
These right here?
No, the
No,
ones that
the ones they're replacing. Thank you, Peter. Okay, so can we stick to the ones that they're replacing? Thank you for $12,749.55. Hearing no other concerns. All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. That motion passes with much ado. From the docket of April 18th, 2023, I entertain a motion to transfer $30,000 from account 1124100-578-300 citywide reserve fund for transfer to account 11211000-530-890 city solicitor. Additional funds are needed for the remainder of FY23 due to an increase in matters that involve litigation.
Second.
Thank you. I thank you so much. What I am going to do is, I actually saw the attorney today and forgot to ask him this, and I had mentioned to Richard that I was going to ask what the litigation was for. Unfortunately, that next week I was on vacation, and so wasn't Cheryl Perry, so I haven't had a chance to speak to her. Not Cheryl Perry. Okay. In the mayor's office, Allison was out,
Allison.
so I didn't have a chance to ask her. So I want to take this out of committee, but I will find out about it before tomorrow when it comes out full, what the
Right.
litigation was, okay?
I- I would assume that it's urgent.
Well, because she is saying the money, I keep meaning to ask, and every time I go to ask somebody, they're not in the office or whatever, and then I get back here on Tuesday and I still don't have this answer. But I will have it for tomorrow. Okay? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, thank you. That motion passes. That is all the business for City Property and Claims Committee, and I would like to call for an adjournment.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, so we are adjourned at 6:08. Thank you.
All right. Call Personnel, Veterans, and Human Services Committee to order at 6:09. Councilors present, Councilor Waterman and Councilor Blair. All right. From the docket of June 6, 2023, I entertain a motion to accept this generous donation of Stop and Shop gift cards totaling $60 to Veteran Services of the City of Attleboro from an Attleboro resident.
Second.
Thank you, sir. Obviously, this is anonymous, but that's fantastic. We're happy to have that. All those, any other questions? No. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, thank you. All right. On the next one, I'm gonna read this out, and I'm gonna have a bunch of things I'm gonna discuss, and then we'll take any questions from anybody after that. This is on the council pay raises. From the docket of March 7, 2023, I entertain a motion to approve the following amendment to Section 13-5.3 by deleting the below sections in the entirety, Section 13.5.3 and Section 13.5.4, last amended 11/16/2010. Effective January 8, 2012, the annual salary of each member of the municipal council shall be $7,727. Effective January 8, 2012, the annual salary of each member of the school, well, would actually, each member of the school committee shall be $3,863.50 and replace with the following. Next page. Section 13-5.3, counselor, effective January 1st, 2024, the annual salary of each member of the municipal council shall be, effective January 2nd, 2024, the annual salary of each member of the municipal council shall be $9,727. Effective January 7th, 2025, annual salary of each member of the municipal council shall be $11,727. Effective January 6th, 2026, the annual salary of each member of the municipal council shall be $13,727.
Second.
Thank you, sir. Okay. Let me get this some information. All right. I got a few things to say, and I got some facts to talk about a little bit. So basically, everybody on the city council here, we're here to basically make Attleboro better and make it a better place. And obviously, everybody here deeply cares about the citizens of Attleboro. That's a given. I've seen that in everybody, and I see what everybody does and all the times that everybody spends and all the private times that a lot of people really don't know about. So, but we do it because we want to do it. We want to be here. We want to make a difference in Attleboro. That being said, it does help to get paid appropriately to help us continue to support the families, so we can take time away from our families to help other families that are in need, and that's important. So, I took some numbers. I did some charts. I made some phone calls. Talked to some counselors of other cities and stuff. Salem, which is a population of like 1,900 less than where we're at, they're getting paid $15,000 and they're meeting 25 times. Leominster, who is very close to us, has 44,688. That's a 2023 population. They're getting paid $12,923.40. They're meeting 26 times a year. And they're being adjusted by the Consumer Price Index that adjusts yearly up to 5%. It caps at 5%. So each year they're getting a price increase. So basically the comparables to us are, they're basically meeting twice a month. And in some months, meeting only once, maybe in July, August, in December, in cases that they don't have to, they'll meet once a month. So in cases like us, we're meeting every week, and then in cases like budget meetings, we're meeting sometimes twice a week, as we are this week and other weeks, so we're meeting twice a week. So, we're easily at 43 to 45 meetings a year. So the city council hasn't had any raises in 12 years, going on 13. There's always talk about, and you hear it on social media, you hear it everywhere, where people want to bring in new councils. They want to get fresh blood in, get new ideas in and stuff like that. To want to get people to want to do this, and in some cases it's going to help to make the salaries appropriate with what is being out there. And so, like I said earlier, this wouldn't start until 2024. When I was looking at, and this is subjective, but looking at basically the hours on, say, an average of what everybody does, and with the times of donating time for functions and just everything that goes on in the city, in addition to meeting on weekends, meeting on nights, helping people, and there's just a lot of times that nobody really knows any of that. I mean, not that this is that important, but it really kind of figures out to be about $8 to $10 an hour. So you really have to want to be here and you want to do this, and we all do. We all know that. Also, I did meet with the administration, and when we were first talking, I said to them, we, the council, will not do this if the money is not in the budget. That is important. We didn't want to do this if it wasn't there. So they looked over it for 3 weeks, looked at the budget and everything. It came to the conclusion we can do this, but it will help the city out immensely, and it'll be much easier on the budget if instead of doing one increase immediately, $6,000, we're going to do it in an increment of, which I explained earlier, an increment of $2,000 a year. And so that makes it a lot easier on the budget, makes it a lot, and they had it budgeted in there. So these pays in there are in the budget. It is there. There is no issue. So if there was any issues, then I wasn't going to do this and I wasn't going to pull this out. But it was there. The city had no issues with it at all. So any questions? I think that's about all I have to say for the moment.
Well, do we know how many years, Peter, you'd probably have some idea, how long have we been at the current level in funding?
Well, since 2010.
2010.
So 13 years.
13 years. And before that, it was 5 grand.
Really?
Yeah. When I first come on, it was either $3,500 or $5,000, one or the other. And like myself, most of us come on with a purpose of serving. Not to blow my horn or pat myself on the back, but I gave up a city contract to sit at this desk. I used to work on the fire department, police department, highway, at my garage. But to me, it was an important factor to give back. And for the most part, I've thoroughly enjoyed it. I got no regrets. I wish you'd have done this about 6 years ago, though.
Sure. Absolutely.
But,
Yeah.
if you do the job right, you put in a lot more hours than sitting up here once a week for 3-4 hours sometimes, You put in a lot more work. And I wasn't in it at the time when I joined. It was nothing, and I lost a tremendous amount of money. But it was all worth it as far as I'm concerned. I'm happy to have done it. And my only thing is, like I said, I wish you'd done this 3 or 4 years ago.
Well, I'm only on my second year with my first term, and it's very enjoyable to when you help people, you get some conclusions. We have some great people
gratification when
in the
somebody
city.
says thank you.
Yeah. I deal a lot with Public Works. Laura's the head chair on Public Works and stuff, but I deal a lot with Michael Tyler and Bobby Arugio, and I give a lot of credit to those guys.
Well, I chaired Public Works for 18 years.
Yeah.
16 or 18.
Yeah.
And it was gratifying to be able to pick up that phone and fix a problem that wasn't a real problem to everybody, but to that person that called it was a problem.
Yeah.
Pothole,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
a cover on the street that banged when a car went over. The little things, a sidewalk repair.
Yeah.
It was very gratifying to be able to do that.
Yeah. I had a I had a person from Pawtucket, Rhode Island contact me. And it happened to be my relatives that were buried at St. Stephen's Cemetery. And but they hadn't been on getting flags for Memorial Day, and they all had been in the military stuff. So I actually called Ben and talked to Ben and had to get paperwork and all this different documentation filled out to prove that they were, with the DD-214s and all that stuff. But Ben went through a lot to get that taken care of, and talked to Jerry Lynch. You got Jerry involved and a few other people at the VFW, and it's amazing. You talk to personnel, you get up and you got Kate Jackson, you got Julie Hobson, you got Gary Rajan, and I could go on, and I apologize if I'm missing anybody. Laura Gignac and her department, and even Leslie Vigor and everybody up there. Like I said, I don't know if I said personnel or not, but and even the budget directors and stuff. It's just everybody is just incredibly helpful and stuff that helps all different people, in the city. I've talked to a lot of citizens that have approached me, or people are having, I ran some fundraisers for some families this weekend and hooked them up with different departments that are able to get them the help. And Council on Aging has done fantastic. And look at the rec department with Dennis Walsh and stuff. And they've helped out so many people, and it's fantastic. And so that's why we're here for, and it's what we do this for.
Our citizens out there need somebody they can reach out to, because the average citizen out there is reluctant to walk through those doors out there and come in, and they're basically lost, and they're apprehensive to do anything.
Yeah.
And, a little word from us makes a big difference sometimes.
Yeah,
And I'm
absolutely.
glad to have been able to do it.
Yeah.
I think back to my first year in 2019. When was that the year, Councilor Copus, that we did the study on the Torrey Street on a leak of gas?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, and that was, I credit you to that so much, and that was totally outside of city council time. And as a result of discovering that leak, we no longer are served by the company that was involved. And I think we've improved a lot of the piping in our streets as well.
There were a few things that, not as much came out of that as maybe could have, but anyway, that's a different story.
But it was worth doing it. Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. If that's all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. All right. That's it for Personnel, Veterans, and Human Services Committee, and call for a meeting at the next appropriate time. All right. All those in favor?
Aye.
We are adjourned at 6:22.
22.
Is there anything else on the schedule tonight?
IT and infrastructure is canceled for tonight. And
Special Committee on Classification and Compensation is canceled for tonight.
Just a reminder that ordinances will need to hold until Councilor Conti arrives. Thank you.
in the interest, I'll hold finance until, we'll hold finance as well, until Councilor Conti arrives, and Councilor Reynolds as well. And zoning, I don't think so.
I went to see the surgeon today.
Oh, yeah? On your back?
I waited an hour and a half.